point. That's not how we are in India. So then who are these people who are arguing? Bagsab, how would you respond to this? And what do you think, Firoz Bagsab? How would you respond, and how would you see? There are women, 16,000 of them have come out on the streets and protested against the hijab. They're burning burqas, they're burning hijab, saying this is not who we are and you cannot keep us. We want to break through these shackles. एंड यहाँ हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में पैरवी की जा रही है कि भाई ये एसेंशियल रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिस है, इसको मैंडेटरी करिए, इसको आप रोकने वाला कोई नहीं है.
All right, thank you, Mr. Narasimhan. First of all, let me salute all the women of Iran. Not only of Iran, I think many Islamic countries who are standing with these sisters of Iran. And let me also introduce one of the very important verses of the Holy Quran. This verse says, La ikraha fid din. It simply means, Mr. Narasimhan, there is no enforcement in the matter of religion. Now, what this moral police of Iran is doing, it was really, you know, when I came to know that they killed, they murdered, they horrendously murdered a 22-year-old young girl, just, you know, she was not having hijab or something. Let me tell you one thing, this burqa, this is not a part of Islamic tradition. It has come from the Byzantine tradition of Turkey, right? Burqa has nothing to do with Islam. Secondly, Ambar was speaking about hijab. Let me also make it very clear. Hijab means the internal, you know, it is the internal character, kirdar, the internal feeling of purity, of piety. It does not come by putting a piece of cloth or a veil or a burqa. It is inbuilt. It comes from within the spirit. It is a very spiritual feeling. And you say put a hijab, and then, you know, I've seen, you know, girls from Jama Masjid area in Old Delhi who are not allowed even to peep outside their windows. What happens? They wear burqa and they run away with, you know, Muslim and non-Muslim boys. I am sorry to use these words, but this is, if you you know, treat these girls like this, if you suppress them, if they are depressed, this will happen. Now, having said that, let me add one more important thing. My co-panelist talked about triple talaq. I am filing a case in the Apex Court on maybe it will appear on 11th of October. Triple talaq is gone. Very good. You know, lakhs of homes of poor Muslim women, they were burned. I mean, they were conveyed onto the roads with their children. I will also take my plea to the Supreme Court, and I would say talaq-e bidat, that is triple talaq is gone, but this talaq-e hasan or talaq-e husna or talaq-e hasan should also go. Because if talaq-e hasan also goes or talaq-e hasan also goes, then you know, the entire country, the entire Muslim community, especially the women folk, they will be at peace. It must all stop. And shame to all those people in Iran for moral policing. Nobody has the right to actually, you know, to moralize, to didact.
But
because each and every individual, as Ambar has said, as another co-panelist of mine, Mr. Ahmed, has also said, that we are free beings and Islam believes in freedom. These people, the people in Iran, or maybe some people in Bengaluru who are actually, you know, going in for putting hijab, and they have, you know, provoked these girls not to sit in the exam. This is not Islam. This is, they have put Islam in a topsy-turvy way. They have taken the U-turn of Islam.
So it's been clearly used for particular, there is a politicization or weaponization of a particular way, cultural way, which many would question and turn it around and make it into an essential religious practice. But Sheenaji, this is the question I wanted to come to you with. There will be those who will say, what happens in Iran is not our concern. What happens in India is our concern. The law gives me the right to choose, so you have to allow that in educational institutions. So there the right to choose of the educational institution is compromised. And they are doing it with a particular agenda. Out of 96 girls, only 6 girls who went and joined the campus front started this entire thing in the campus. So there is an agenda to this. And there are people who are paying huge amounts of, hefty amounts of fees to top lawyers in the Supreme Court to ensure this agenda is pushed through. So who will call this out? If not the women, then who will call it out? If not the women themselves, if not the women of India, who will call it out?
Absolutely. I totally agree, and that is why in a number of my television debates, I have said that this government has to keep check on certain organizations that are doing a particular kind of brainwashing of Muslim youth, and they are preparing them for a very ugly identity politics that may, ruin the whole atmosphere of this country. And that is why these 5-6 girls who have connections, whose parents have connections with the PFI and other organizations, they need to be checked. Instead of that, they allowed this debate to escalate to that level where Supreme Court is involved. And I am happy at the end of the day, the hindsight, I am happy that this question that whether it is a religious practice or not, it was posed, and we all understand that it is not an essential practice, and without this practice also Islam survives. So let this debate get settled in India, at least through Supreme Court, which quotes Quran, which quotes the Muslim history, Islamic history, and also the Constitution. But very important part of this debate is that the Constitution is there to safeguard the interest of the individual, not the community. Because in traditional societies like India and the subcontinent, it is the community or the society from the pressure of communitarian pressures come, and the individual succumb to that. So the Constitution, the modern liberal constitutions are there to safeguard the individual's rights against the practices, against the rasmo rivaj, the traditions, etc., and against the religion also. So it is the fundamental rights of our constitution stands with the individual, and as far as the individual is concerned, the communitarian argument cannot supersede that. So that is my opinion from the constitutional point of view, and also this hypocrisy through PFI, through other such organizations that is taking place, and we have to check the mushrooming of all these organizations during COVID.
No, but the mushrooming, like Syed Rizwan said, the mushrooming.
Mr. Narasimhan, a very quick point which I forgot and which is very important, only if you allow me.
Please take 30 seconds and then final comment from Syed Rizwan. Yeah, please.
Yes, a very important point which got left behind. I could not speak it out. You see, there was a time in Iran at the time of Ahmad Raza Shah Pahlavi. These women, even at night, in the midnight, they used to walk into frocks. They used to walk, having lipsticks and full makeup, right? In the same way, when there was Shah in Afghanistan. Afghanistan also, women were very modern. But unfortunately, when this Islami Raj, or what you call this Ayatollah Khomeini, when he ruled Iran, he has destroyed Iran. In the same way, the Taliban have destroyed Iran. Afghanistan.
So you're saying that the moment you give space to radicals, but that is where Syed Rizwan said that the space to radicals was given because women themselves backed these radicals. They also allowed this kind of radicalism to be allowed to be taught and also perpetrated to their offsprings. See, if the mothers don't encourage, if the wives and the daughters don't discourage, if the sisters will discourage, then nobody will follow. Syed Rizwan, so then how do we address this here? How do we make sure that our cultural way, our way in Bharat is not this? And this should not be entertained in the first place.
Okay.
Final word, sir.
Okay. See, I'll tell you, I might sound bitter to many and my fellow panelists. The truth is, no reform you will see from within the Muslims. No. How many you have seen, you know better. No, you won't see. The debate might look very progressive. Ambar is there, some other lady is there, Sahab is there, VC Sahab. Oh, you will say, see, 4 Muslims are speaking this, means change is coming. No. We are just social dummies who show a good picture and who keep on speaking, or rather for myself I will use keep on barking. And in every generation we had few Muslims like this. By and large, no change will come. A Muslim society changes by law, it changes by stick, and it changes by stringent implementation of law. By the next generation it might become a riwayat, but what Modi is doing or any government is doing, we will not change from within.
Right.
You have to